Buddha stories which focus on the fundamental emotions of people include the tales of Gautama Buddha. They still serve as our guide. Because of this, English version of the Buddha's stories are highly well-liked. In light of this, we present to you today a well-known Buddha tale by the name of What Will You Do When You Are Angry by Gautama Buddha. Everybody may relate to this narrative because it is about life. We sincerely hope that you will like this English version of the Gautama Buddha narrative. Everyone becomes angry. Anger arises if someone speaks poorly or behaves in a way that is disliked. Once it arrives, then it does not quickly fade from memory. You sit with the experience in such a circumstance, remain mindful of him, the same thought keeps coming to mind constantly. Whatever you say to someone, that incident always comes up in the conversation. Even against your will, you begin to criticize and talk negatively about him in this situation. And there is nobody at the time to talk. You start grumbling to yourself. The health of that person is unaffected, but you definitely suffer as a result. You can, however, avert it and shield yourself from the harm if you so choose. How? Please clarify using the example of Mahatma Buddha. There was a time in a village Gautama Buddha was giving a speech. He was arguing that we try to hurt other people when we are angry. But at that point, we become so excited that we lose the ability to reason and think. Because of this, when we are angry, we can't make good decisions and eventually harm ourselves. There was also an angry guy at that Buddha assembly. He used to become angry over anything. Even today, he had arrived following a fight with his family. Even then, his thoughts were racing. He did not appreciate Buddha's words because of this. Buddha appeared to be lambasting him in his mind, insulting him in public view. The guy was angry about this. He stood up and walked over to the Buddha. He spat on Buddha's face before anyone could make any sense of what was happening. Seeing this, the people present there got angry and started saying bad things about that person. But Buddha was still sitting quietly in his place. He wiped his face and said, "What's the matter, my brother? You have something to say." To the Buddha's word, that guy made no response. He went without saying anything after that. One person could not leave after seeing this. He questioned Buddha. "Mahatman, you were insulted by that fool, and you said nothing to him." After listening to him, Buddha smiled softly and then said, "You probably did not see that person's face. He appeared quite upset. I believe he was troubled by some worry. So why place the blame on such a troubled person?" The individual who spat on Buddha left the gathering and went home. He had been restless all day. He kept feeling bad about what he did. Even at night, he struggled to fall asleep and was restless the entire time. He returned to the Buddha's assembly the following day. As soon as he arrived, he bowed at Buddha's feet and began to start crying. When he observed this, Buddha questioned, "My brother, what happened? Why are you crying?" The man said, "I am the same terribly guy who insulted you yesterday. I am not sure what level of madness I was expressing when I committed such a horrific deed yesterday. Please forgive me. The things of yesterday have already come to an end," stated the Buddha. "What to consider today in light of tomorrow? It would just make my mind hurt if I keep thinking about that incident and become furious. You don't care about that. so it is not wise to remember the bad incident. These increase our problems and life comes to a standstill. It is advisable to forget unpleasant events and things that were unpleasant because of this. A person who moves on life by forgetting such events is in contrast to a person whose life becomes enmeshed in them and from which he is unable to escape, even when he tries. Friends, being angry is equivalent to waiting someone in front of you would die while consuming poison. Therefore, anything you are angry, keep this in mind that if you get angry with someone and sit silently sulking, then you do your own harm. Not only does it waste your time, it also damages your body. That's why sitting on unpleasant things and unpleasant incidents is not a solution. Better to go on and forget about them. Only then will you be able to enjoy life and connect with the flow of it. Most of us believe that another else is to blame for our sadness, and when we think this, we are blind to our own weakness and lack of self-control. Actually, whether or not we take the unfavorable advice given by others depends on us. By accepting negatively, we put ourselves in danger. And when we reject it, everyone releases their wrath, rage and violence. Friends, we hope that you have liked the story of Gautama Buddha. What will do when you are angry? Thanks for watching. Be smiling.